now that the pandemic's over, I just feel like we've been left behind. We've worked right the way through. We put our families at risk. We worked numerous extra hours to try and care for these patients.
As a profession, nurses are still having to fight, politicians in particular, for them to recognise the value that we bring, to recognise actually just what we do, what we've sacrificed.
My name's Lisa. I was a senior staff nurse at Great Ormond Street when COVID hit.
I'm Georgia. I'm a nursing associate and a student nurse, and I work at a nursing home in Nottingham, and I worked here during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Cranberry and lemonade for you, sir. You've got 2 hours until tea. Do you want to film one?
I started working at the nursing home in July 2019, so I was very new into the role. It was my first paid job. Everything was then flipped on its head and I was told, no, we have to do everything differently now, and the way that you nurse these people and care for these people is going to be restrictive. We look after people in late stages of dementia who like to wander, so the challenge of trying to not get those people to mix with one another to prevent it from spreading further was difficult. We ended up having to deliver end-of-life care to people that would have otherwise lived for years, and I think that's the most upsetting bit of it, that we were watching people die that shouldn't have died.
The staff were just overwhelmed. You just need more staff on for every single shift, but you couldn't all be there all the time. Within intensive care, it should be one-to-one for a ventilated patient, but we were lucky if we managed to get 2 or 3 patients per nurse within the intensive care unit. Occasionally, we were looking after 4 patients at a time.
Our manager was having to buy PPE off eBay and Amazon because we couldn't get hold of it. We were having gloves that were damaging to our skin because we couldn't get hold of the grade of gloves that we used to use. After the first wave, and after we'd lost quite a few people that lived here, we learned that we needed to be positive. We still had a house full of people that needed our love and care.
I'd been at Great Ormond Street for, I started in January 2000, literally the 2nd of January 2000, and I was almost at the point of being at 25 years. Even now, it saddens me that I can't do the job that I love.
It's important to keep talking about COVID so that we can keep learning from it. We can learn from what went wrong, we can learn from what went well. So if we ever went through something similar, we can use what we've gone through to make sure that next time we do it better.
Even though the virus has mutated however many times, people are still getting poorly from it and being really poorly with it. The government have just seemed to have passed us by. There's not support out there for us. Everyone's having to fight for any benefit they can get to help them survive.
I think if I was to sum up how I felt about the pandemic, there would be occasional frustration, but there would also be gratitude for the team that I worked for, pride, how well we worked together, proud of myself for being able to work through that at 17. You know, this was a Saturday job for me when I first came, and it was never going to be long term. Had COVID not have happened, I would have left the nursing home to go on to study law. My trajectory completely changed because I worked through it.
Please remember what we've been through, what we've done. Please support us.